well. And sometimes it's the very regular day-to-day kind of activity which just keeps coming back and in a very report kind of format. Now, every time it's very difficult. I mean, firstly, it doesn't feel right to say no to a school that has sent in some kind of submission. Secondly, if it's not written in a way other readers would be interested in reading, there is a lot of effort required to make it readable. Because something that you write for a website or a blog has to be written in a slightly different manner than a report. So there are some of those issues. We'll discuss these in a wider group as well. Maybe we'll find some interesting writers and editors within the ambassadors group and load them with some more work. But I think there has to be some way of getting this right. At the moment, we are not getting our stories in a way that we should be making noise about it within our offices, globally, sharing it with other schools, etc.
And had the same problem that Vani had. For the initial meeting here, I was kind of the coordinator, although my coordinator was doing all the work. So I called all the teachers, you're going to take it on science, you're going to do it on environment, you're going to do it on that. Much easier than a teacher saying that. But even then, everybody, would go back to her with little snippets of work that they did, and now is go make it into a page and all that. And I remember the last day before I was coming to Chennai, I wanted to bring that this thing and hand it over personally to Merlin. So, I blew my hat and I said, this was our target and we couldn't reach it. So that poor thing, she said, ma'am, no one seems to be wanting to take it on because as she says, it is larger than life. It's not about learning. It's more of, something which we have to make into a dossier. And so I think it disabuse the mind of the teachers. There is a learning experience. There's nothing wrong or right of a dossier. If something goes wrong, nothing happens.
Should we include a little more in our briefing session then? Yes. When we talk about how we want the dossier to be presented. I mean, of course, assuming that we're still going ahead with the hard copy, at least this year, we say that, we do not, it's almost like when we say we want to see students' work in there, we don't want to see something which is, calligraphy and all of that. We want to see students' own handwriting. Similarly, we want to see teachers' own skills being used. So if a photograph, obviously we want to see photographs in action, which represent action. So that's the only brief. But otherwise, every teacher that is responsible, we can even go to the extent of giving those 5-6 bullet points there to say, what does that responsibility mean? It means getting the activity happening in the class. It means gathering all the evidence. It means clicking all the photographs. So we write those 6-7 things down and then submitting it to the ISA coordinator. That could be a review, that could be whatever it might be. Because somewhere the ISA coordinator is meant to deliver that leadership role as well. But at the same time, the work cannot be done by the ISA coordinator. So it's fairly simple for us to include it as part of the briefing itself. And everyone then reiterates that message.
Share it with you. So that is to create visibility for you and your school, and it would eventually create visibility for the British Council and the Connecting Classrooms program. So that's another agenda we are going to take it up. Interesting point, and can I say something? It might look a bit pessimistic. I think in newspapers, if you look at in their perspective, they literally get 1 or 2 press releases from the British Council. Literally they get, if not from the schools team, from some other team. So they kind of got used to the British Council press release and the information that's kind of coming in from the council. Rather, it's on the other side, from the schools, they hardly get any information. So there is a high chance that they look at it. And there's a good possibility that they will publicize it. And also there are so many local newspapers that also creates good visibility. Neighborhood newspapers that get circulated free over the weekends. That also you could approach. Just look at it, and any of you want to discuss these things with me, you can give me a call anytime or just send an email. I'll just have a chat with you. As always, and this year is going to be our 10th anniversary. So Kolkata, and it's going to be a special
16th-17th November in Kolkata this year.
Good. That's at the moment. That's all at the moment.